Good morning or afternoon. My name is Patrice Kelly. The program I created for my C++ final project is checkers. Today I will demonstrate how to play checkers on my program. My presentation will display two players on opposite sides of a checkerboard. One player will have a dark piece, the other a light piece. In my game, one player will be red, which will be distinguished by the letter R. The other player will be blue, which will be distinguished by the letter B. Both players will take turns moving their pieces diagonally from one square to another. When either player jumps over their opponent's piece, they're able to take their opponent's piece. The first player to lose all of their pieces loses the game. If a player is unable to move, they lose the game. If there's a tie and the player with the most kings wins the game. If there's an equal number of pieces and kings, then there will be a draw. Before starting the game, there's a few terms that should be noted. The first term will be pieces. Pieces can be light or dark in color, and they're referred to as men. Each player is given 12 pieces to start. Men are the pieces on the board. Kings are located on the opposite end of the board. They're also called the king's row. The player's position. Players can only move diagonally forward and can't move backwards. Jumps. A jump is a move a player can use to capture more than one piece. Single corner. A single corner is playing squares near the left side of the board. Double corner is playing squares near the right side of the board. This program will also include some of my source code used, as well as the chapters used to help me with the code. I will also highlight code I thought was interesting or difficult. For the first source code, I wanted to create rows and columns for the board. I use the two-dimensional or 2D arrays. An example of that can be shown on page 425, chapter 7.8. Instead of writing out each variable, I used the modulus operator. I used modulus division to determine if I was on an even or odd row. To initialize the board, I used for loops as well as nested loops. Information about nested loops are on page 266, chapter 5.10. This allowed me to create the entire board. Rows first, which would be Y, then columns, which would be X. For more information about the modulus operator, that can be found on pages 63, 64, 69, as well as page 168.